Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Winning Bet Picks. My name is Gio, and I'm here alongside Luca. And today we'll be previewing and predicting match day 6 of the Champions League. It is the last round of fixtures, and boy, do we get to watch some great games this week. How are you doing today, Luca?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. Of course, we started off the week on the right foot last night in the Monday Night Football with the Buffalo Bills earning us that W. We had them on the money line, so congratulations to all that tailed on that game. But we got some soccer action here this week, and we got some exciting matchups. Like I mentioned, we'll be covering two games for Tuesday and two games for Wednesday. The Tuesday games we'll be looking at are Barcelona against Juventus, as well as RB Leipzig against Manchester United. And for the Wednesday games, we'll be looking at Ajax against Atalanta and Salzburg against Atletico Madrid. Let's start off with this Barcelona Juventus matchup. Probably one of the games of the week, I guess you could say. Of course, both teams have already clinched their spot to the knockout stage. However, it still remains to see who's going to finish as group winner. As the situation stands, Barcelona is currently leading the group on 15 points, 5 wins in 5 games. Juventus trailing them by 3 points, currently sitting in second place on 12 points. Barcelona pretty much only need a draw to come out as group winners here. On the other hand, Juventus need to win, and they need to do so by at least a two-goal margin or more to end in first place. Luca, what sort of game do we have here going? Of course, Barcelona had been dominant on the European front, not so much in the domestic league, though. Of course, they suffered a pretty big upset against Cadiz over the weekend, and we had actually covered that matchup. And Juventus, on the other hand, they've been getting results going their way, still unbeaten in league action. However, their performances simply haven't been the best. What sort of game can we make out between these two?
Yes, I'd like to start with this Juventus team because I really don't know what to make of them. It seems Pirlo has failed to establish an identity, and he constantly rotating players in and out of the first 11. Not establishing his optimal lineup is going to hurt this team in the long run. Players coming in and out game after game after game. They can't catch a good patch of form. I think it's going to hurt this team. On the flip side, they did manage to survive a run of games that were actually performing well without Ronaldo. When he was out through due to COVID, and that shows that they maybe don't need to rely on him as much as they did in the last couple of years. That's a good sign. However, I still think Pirlo really needs to get his first 11 established. A good sign was seeing Weston McKennie score his first goal in Serie A over the weekend. And I think that midfield is where really the competition is at between the players. They have one of the most impressive squads in Europe right now. And I'm sure Pirlo has the personnel to get the job done. On the other side, Barcelona really had a lackluster performance over the weekend. A shock defeat to Cadiz. I was hesitant to jump on the turmoil bandwagon. After watching this game, it became clear to me that there's some really grave issues at this club. Messi looks like a man who lacks commitment. I don't never want to question his commitment, but it looks like his mind is already, focused on a move away from the club. But they Barca have performed very well in the Champions League. Their competition leading plus 14 goal differential is really impressive. So it's going to be a tough one to call here.
No, definitely a game that's going to be tough to call, and you had some good points there. Now, Barcelona, at home, you just can't bet against them most of the time. They are a strong side. They're still favorite to come out of this group as group winners, of course, leading there, like I said, in the standings. It's going to be an interesting one to watch, of course. The main spotlights are going to be on the duel between Messi and Ronaldo, both expected to start in this game. And both teams have been playing very well defensively as well in this group stage action so far. Barcelona conceding 2 goals, Juventus conceding four only. And yes, they've been getting goals, but let's keep in mind that most of these goals have been coming against the two teams that are on the lower side of the table, Dynamo Kiev and Ferenc Barros. So definitely a matchup that we need to watch. Barcelona won the reverse fixture 2-0 in Turin. I'm expecting another tight game here, to be honest, guys. I don't know if we're gonna see many goals. I think, usually when you got a battle between two juggernauts like that, uh, you know, tends to be tight, and I don't think we're gonna be seeing many goals. I think we could see both teams to score in this game. However, our bet for this one will go with the under 3.5 goals. So 3 goals or less, and you win that bet. Moving on to the second game, this is a very big one, and the reason why it's a big one is because this group is probably the whitest group at the moment. The group that's the most open, of course, with Manchester United, PSG, and RB Leipzig, all tied on 9 points coming into this one. We spoke about Manchester United last week, and things have not been going too great for Man U. Of course, yes, they've been getting the results here and there in league action, in the Champions League, but their performances haven't looked the best. And this is a game that they're going to Leipzig, they're traveling to Germany, and it's a winner takes all kind of game because you lose this game and you're out of the Champions League, and you probably have to go contend in the Europa League. So winner of this match definitely will make it out and they will go to the knockout stage. But a lot is up at stake here. And this Manchester United side, Luca, what can you make of them? Are they been too reliant on specific players, and are their collective system not simply getting the results that they need at the end of the day?
I think that's exactly the case. You nailed it there. The complete reliance on Bruno Fernandes is going to hurt this team in the long run. We saw it over the weekend. They were failing to get anything going offensively. He comes off the bench and the game completely changes. This one-dimensional, way of playing is not great. They need to get more players involved. It's a shame they can't get Pogba involved. Mina Raiola stating publicly yesterday that he's probably going to leave the club. Just an awful situation. Ole really couldn't get the best of him, and I think part of that is not playing him in his proper position. But on the flip side, I am a huge, huge fan of this Leipzig team. I love the way they play. I know I watched a 3-3 thriller against Bayern Munich over the weekend, and they definitely can hang with the best of them. This team are looking to stay in Europe's elite for years to come. And I think the key to achieving that is going to be holding on these young, amazing players that they have. One of them, Upamecano. I think he's one of the best young center backs in Europe. And if they can hold on to these, difference makers, we did see Timo Werner leave, and they have coped with this quite well. And if they could just keep some more players, I think they can be an incredibly competitive side in all competitions for years to come.
No, definitely. And Leipzig, they not only gave Bayern Munich a run for their money this past weekend, like you mentioned with that 3-3 draw, they've been performing well game after game, and still unbeaten at home. You have to fancy their chances here in this one. This is a team that is not only young, but there's a lot of talent surrounding it. And I'm not saying that Manchester United doesn't have that talent at the same time, but this is a team that can definitely battle on all fronts. Maybe you can say they have a bit less experience than this Manchester United side, but at the end of the day, they are at home, they're strong at home, and we said it last week. Manchester United is a team that is very reliant on specific players, and when that happens in a team, more or less in the long run, it can continue. It can go on game after game. So it's going to be a very interesting one to watch. In this one, we got Leipzig draw no bet. So that's the bet that we have there. Pretty much, if the game ends in a draw, that means money back. If Leipzig does win the game, you get obviously a winning ticket. Um, I personally got them at 1.83, but I see that since the time I did get them, the odds actually went down. So jump on them while you can, and hopefully this Leipzig team does once again prove to be a tough nut to crack at home in the Champions League. Now we're moving on to the Wednesday games. We got a big one again here: Ajax Atalanta, a matchup that once again will be determinant to see who's going to be making it to the knockout stage. We got this Ajax side that has been playing well in league action as you would normally expect. in the Eredivisie, always getting the results that they need. But it hasn't been a very straightforward Champions League campaign for them so far. And, reason being is because they have to battle against Liverpool, of course, a very strong side with no introduction needed. And then you got the dark horse, Atalanta, that made many heads turn last season with some very strong results and performances. What sort of game are you expecting, your Luca, between these two teams that will need pretty much a win? Of course, Atalanta, even with a draw, they can go ahead and clinch their place in the knockout stage. But Ajax will definitely be, I guess you can say, the side that will need to come out and get that win the most.
Yes, yeah, yet again we have a group that's coming down to the last match day, and I think I'm leaning towards this Atalanta side a little bit. Ajax always going to have a tough time in this group. Three strong teams, and they would never look like they were going to repeat their form and their heroics of 2 seasons ago, due to how difficult the group is going to be. They a tie would see Atalanta go through, so I think that favors them. And a key thing to keep an eye on here is the injuries on both sides. We have some key players out, Neres and Mazraoui for Ajax. They've been important this season. And then on the Atalanta side, we have Miranchuk, Gosens, Caldara, players, Pasalic as well, who's looking to be fit for the game. We don't know, but these are some key players. So look to keep an eye out for that lineup before the match begins. I think it's really interesting to see how the 5-0 loss to Liverpool affected this Atalanta team. After that result, it seems like the team woke up and they tried to turn their season around. And if they go through in the second spot here, I think it'll be a success for them. Perhaps the difference maker may be that Ajax did play over the weekend, and Atalanta were given a rare rest due to had weather issues on the weekend that had a game cancelled against Udinese. So maybe this increase in fitness is going to be the difference maker.
Atalanta is one of those sides that especially last season, we just saw them scoring so many goals, and this is a very attack-minded side. So is Ajax, and usually when these two sort of teams clash together, we can expect many goals. Like I said before,
Hmm.
Ajax is the more desperate team coming into this one. They need at all costs to win this game because, like I said, a tie and Atalanta will be going through to the knockout stage. I'm not quite sure about this Ajax side though. There's still something bothering me. Atalanta is a team that's very tough to beat, and we've seen them travel to Liverpool and beat Liverpool at their home stadium at the Anfield 2-0. So when you get results like that, of course, you just get this whole new level of motivation and togetherness, especially with the team. Atalanta, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been performing too well recently. Yes, you did mention there that they did get a rest on the weekend, so I think they'll be grateful for that. They got a couple more days to prepare for this very important fixture against Ajax. But they didn't get the best of results in the league, and you might wonder if they're really making it a focus this year to go far in the Champions League. On the other hand, so gonna be an interesting one to watch. Personally, in this game, guys, we're going with the Atalanta double chance, or you can get them also on the Asian handicap at plus 0.5. That means that Atalanta win or Atalanta draw, and your ticket will be a winning one. So that's what we're going in that one. And the last game, the fourth and last game we'll be covering is Salzburg against Atletico Madrid. Another matchup that could potentially be the determinant one once again to see who's gonna make it onto the knockout phase of this Champions League. Atletico Madrid at the moment sitting in second place with 6 points, and Salzburg sitting in third place with 4 points. Once again, a very similar situation to the Atalanta and Ajax game. Atletico Madrid need a draw to move on to the second round, and Salzburg need a win to and nothing else really to partake in the knockout phase of the Champions League. Very interesting game here because Atletico Madrid have been very well, playing very well on the domestic front, still unbeaten. Whereas Salzburg, this team has featured 25 goals. Yes, 25 goals in their five group stage matches so far. They scored 10, conceded 15. Their games are just goals galore all the time. What sort of game are we expecting here, Luca? Can Atletico Madrid get this much needed win in Austria and move on to the next round?
I was absolutely shocked when I saw the point totals for these teams. Credit to Salzburg for hanging in there and leaving it down to the last match day. This Salzburg team is quickly developing a reputation of, churning out young talent and selling them to big clubs in Europe. We saw it last year with Haaland. And we're seeing it again. Dominic Szoboszlai just looks like a amazing talent. He's a difference maker on this team. He hugs the touchline. He's got pace. He stays on the wing. He's not afraid to cut inside, beat a player, and shoot. He's got a hell of a shot on him. And he's not the only threat on this Salzburg team. They got Patson Daka, Berisha, players that American coach Jesse Marsh knows how to get the best out of. And as you said, they do play that offensive style. So they can be in this game. That's not a question. However, this Atletico side, we've seen a tale of two teams this season. As you said, La Liga form incredible, unbeaten, the only unbeaten team in La Liga. When it comes to Europe and the Champions League, they haven't been the same team, and I think Simeone really needs to finish strong here, advance in the group, and just think about tomorrow and the next stage of the Champions League. We've seen Simeone switch up the style here a bit from a characteristic of focusing on defense and being a very defensive minded team to now being a team that likes to score goals, go forward. We even saw a formation change deployed in La Liga over the weekend. They played three at the back with the wing backs bombing up and down the field. And I think this change really has to do with Simeone understanding that he needs to build this team around João Felix and look for João Felix, to star in this one again.
Oh, definitely, he's going to be the star of the game here in this one. One of the young talents to watch around the football world. That's a given. But like you said, Atletico Madrid was always a defensive-minded side, and recently, especially in La Liga, we've seen them piling up the goals. So, very interesting game here to think of, especially on the prediction side. These are two teams that are not scared to score goals. They're not scared to go in attacking mode if needed. So it's going to be interesting because even if Atletico Madrid do end up getting the lead in this one, this Salzburg side, you just know that until the final whistle, they will not stop attacking. And, usually these sort of games tend to have more open action. And, we can see a lot more chances between these two teams. Even though Atletico Madrid simply need a draw to qualify, usually when teams play for a draw, it could definitely backfire them. So I think they need to go for the win. Salzburg at the same time have pretty much nothing to lose at this point, so they'll also going to be attacking. So in terms of our bet in this one, guys, we're going with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, and it's a bet that makes the most sense, I think, to me. I'm not willing to go with one particular side in this one. And you can get that around 1.94 odds, which is quite the value there, if you ask me, between two teams that score and concede a lot. So that wraps up our four predictions here for this round of fixtures. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for some Europa League action with Thursday's fixtures. But without further ado, guys, let us know in the comment section below if you're tailing any of these bets. Are you personally going with another game or anything else that you found interesting in this round of fixtures? And also leave a like, subscribe to our channel. We definitely appreciate all your support so far, and it definitely motivates us to create more content. So without further ado, guys, we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Good luck with your bets and have a great day.